Hey, what are we? We're pointing at each other. We're just gonna point.
We're live.
I point
I
with
thought
this
I'd see
hand.
how
That
long
hand.
I could go before Kyle actually said, like, why aren't you saying anything?
I just thought you did. I'm sorry, guys. Look, I got a pen in my ear. That's a problem. I'll just take it out of my nose. No, all cleared out. Had to clear it all out.
There you go. Clear out that Christmas gunk. Well, look at this. Hello, everyone. And hello, Trinity Primary School in Belfast. That's brilliant. You were straight in there. I love that. You were straight down the chimney like a Christmas elf. Brilliant. Do say hello, everybody. If you're here, me and Carl are here. Holy Trinity are here. Where are you? Where are you, everyone? So there we go. There's lots of schools on the call. We can see them already. Brilliant. We're going to be doing two challenges today because it's Christmas. Kyle, what's challenge number one?
Challenge number one is going to be great. It's going to be a holiday card, a little Christmas card that you can make. You could print it and send it, or if you want, you can just send a link. Do whatever you like.
Yeah, cool. And then what's the other one?
Well, the other one's going to be a video. Now, if you haven't done video in Express, Dom, it's so fun. It's so easy. We're going to do some narration with some voiceover, and you all can do your own voiceover, learning about Christmas all around the world.
Yeah, it's a trip. That's what you say. Yeah, that's what you guys say, isn't it? It's going to be a trip.
That's a very American thing to say, indeed. It's a trip.
Hey, Escol Clannon. Nice. Hey, Edwards Primary School, Castledag. Good stuff. They're all getting in there. They all want a piece of the action. Pronounder. It's only just pronounder. Yes, you're right. It could have been bother there, but it's not. It's pronounder. That means afternoon. There we go. So yeah, we just got more people joining the call now. This is great. We are cooking on gas. That's a very English thing to say. We are cooking on gas. Right. Rule number one. You do one, I do one, you do one. Okay, rule number one, Carl.
All right, rule number one, pause at any moment. Pause the video. Don't worry, you're not going to pause us in real life. You're just pausing the video, and you can pick it back up anytime you like, and we'll keep going. Uh-oh, Dom froze for a minute there. And yeah, please work at your own pace. We will keep things moving at a pretty reasonable pace, but if we go too fast for you, no reason you can't pause.
Yeah, do give it a while before you pause, because quite often we'll be going back between me and Carl, so you might have time to catch up there. Hey, we've got some shout outs. Iskol Bro Sanan. Oh my gosh, they're all coming in. St. Mary's Bar, Newry. Prananda from Narberth CP School. Hello, everyone. This is great. Hello. Keep them coming in. Right, rule number two, that's my one. Rule number two is you can get Christmas presents. You can get Christmas presents if you complete your two challenges and then pester your teacher mercilessly to let me know. Yes, do that. And rule number three, just before we do, Tendring College in Essex. Hi, all. Good stuff.
What's up? How's it going? Rule number three, if you like those Christmas presents, but you want some special ones, go ahead and teach somebody else how to do the challenges. If you show proof that you have taught somebody and tell us that you have gone ahead and shared this wonderful information today, then you get the extra special Santa swag.
Yeah, if you just want more presents because you're incredibly greedy, that's what you can do. And the only proof you need is for your teacher to tell us that that's going to happen. So that's cool.
This is the time of year where it's okay to be greedy, right?
Yeah, well, just a little bit. That's all right. We can do that. Right, let's get this on. How am I going to do that? I'm going to do it here. I've got loads of screens. Right, Christmas challenges. If you need this page and your teacher hasn't given it to you because they were trying to keep it out of your way, then you can just go to bit.ly/Express Christmas. Hello, St. Richard Gwyn in North Wales. Hello, Escol Point Zion Norton. This is amazing. Good stuff. Got some good shout outs going on. Yeah, if you need this page, that's where you can go, the short link. Also, where should they go if they are iPad people?
Okay, so for iPad, we have, do we have a banner for that, Dom?
No, but they've got it on email.
Good. Okay, because this is browsers today. We are doing the browser. So check your email if you need iPads, different link for that. Yeah. And it's happening right now, I believe, right, Dom?
Yeah. Emma, the wonderful Emma, is doing that one for us right now. This is the laptop, desktop, Chromebook one. The iPad one is on another link on an email. So go and check that out. Right. Enough waffle. Right. This is one we're going to do next week. If you want to tune in again next week, your teachers know where to go to sign up and do that. We're doing snowman nets. You can put them on your Christmas trees. You make little Christmas decorations. We're going to be doing challenge 2 Christmas card today. Let's just kick it off straight away, shall we, Carl?
I think we shall. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here,
Yeah,
and away we go.
good stuff. There's also, tutorials and stuff like that on there if you need them at a later date. But right now, we have the world's #1 illustrator, Kyle, to show us what to do.
Wow, #1? That's so much pressure, Dom.
Hey, okay. Listen, #1 in my book.
Oh, well, thank you. That's the book that counts for me. Exactly. All right, here we go. Welcome, EDU. Design something special this holiday. You know what? It's very bossy, isn't it? Telling me to design something, but I guess I'm going to listen. We are going to today make a holiday card. Let's get that started with a little plus sign over here in the corner, the purple plus. And I'm just going to type in the word C-A-R-D. And here you have it right there. Card.
Yes.
All right. Now that's going to load up our blank canvas, as we like to call it. And Dom, today I'm going to start with a starburst. I'm going to start with a starburst.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I swear I am.
Do that.
Oh, wait, you're always trying to keep me doing the right thing. Okay, I'll name my file. I'll name my file.
Name your file. Name your file. Otherwise, Santa doesn't know where to deliver your presents.
All right, that's fair enough. There we go. Holiday card, Kyle. There, I've done the right thing. Dom's always making me do the right thing when I want to try and be a rule breaker. All right, now we have a name for our file. Let's go ahead and let's search under media for Starburst and see what we get. Oh my goodness, all kinds of crazy things. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to elements because I want something flat and graphic. So under design assets,
that's a good distinction between the two.
Yes, it's important to remember if you're using photos, they're a little different from design assets. Design assets are more like graphics and things. Look, I get different results. Isn't that interesting? So here, this is kind of what I'm after, this yellow starburst. If I tap on that, it just places it on the canvas. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just going to expand it like so. Okay. Now, don't worry. I'm not going to make it go all the way down to the bottom because later I'm going to have something down here for some text. But this is what I want to do. I want to make sure it covers this area. Okay. There we go. Let me show you a trick. When you have a design element like this and you want to change the color, Dom, you can do this. Come over here to effects right here. FX, our fancy way of saying effects.
Yeah.
And look at all these cool things we have. We have duotones. All right. And I'm going to choose this one here, this blue one.
This one. Okay.
Yeah. Now, what I'm going to do next is just get out of here, get out of effects, and reduce the opacity, fancy word.
A fancy word for what?
For the see-through-itness, Dom.
Yeah, you're talking my language now. You're in my house. Good.
I like to use big words like see-through-itness.
Yeah, exactly.
So there, I've reduced it about, 35, 36, 30, whatever %. And that is going to be how I'm going to start things off. I want to have a starburst. This is going to be a background element for our card. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'll go one step further and then kick it over to you. The last thing I want to do here, going back to media. Okay. So here we go back to photos again.
Yeah.
I'm going to search for holiday, RED, red, holiday red.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now, the reason for that distinction is it's going to bring up images around the holidays that contain the color red. And this is really cool because I can get something like this. See this? It's got snowflakes on it. I love that.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I'm going to place that on the canvas. And the only thing I want to do is I want to make that a square. And there's a trick for doing that.
Yeah.
You could try doing this and look, oh, that doesn't work. Look, I don't know if that's really going to be a perfect square just by kind of cropping it like that. So instead, what am I going to do? Use the crop tool right here. Crop.
You need to squarify it.
Squarify is a great word.
Yeah, squarify.
Crop. Look at that.
There you go.
Square. See it?
Nice.
That's it. Now, if I tap back on the canvas, it squared it off for me. And now I can just size it down a little bit. We'll pop it there in the center. See those pink lines? They help me know if I have something totally centered.
Yeah, that's all good.
And that's where I'll leave it for now.
Okay, cool. Right, let me go here. Right, let's have a go. So what did he do? He went to design elements and he searched for starburst. He also known as Kyle, and he had all of these results and he went for this one here. But actually, I decided I'm going to go for snow. I'm just going to do things differently. Yeah, I'll see how it goes out. It might not work, and then I can always change it back quite quickly. And there was one
Also,
down.
a big snowflake might be interesting as a design element.
Yeah, that's true. But I saw this one and I thought this is all right. And then I'm going to use set as page background. But I didn't like all the different colors because Kyle, you see, he has been teaching me all about colors, and so I am getting a little bit more. I'm getting a little bit more disciplined about my colors, and I'm going to go to effects down here, and I can go to. You can go to these duotone ones, you see, and I can just choose one which is like a sort of a bluey, which is sort of similar to Carl's, because Carl doesn't know his stuff with colors. It always works out better. So I'm quite frankly, I'm just going to copy it. So I've got the opacity down, which is the see-throughiness. Remember that? See-throughiness?
Yes.
We've taken the see-throughiness to 47 thingy-me-watts to 40. There we go. 40 thingy-me-watts. And then he's gone for a square. No. He went to media and he went for holiday red. Okay. And then I have seen something which I quite liked. Yeah, I like this one. So I'm going to choose that, and then I'm going to squarify it by going to crop square. But I actually want the detail in the corner. You see there, I want that detail, so you can see what you can do with your bounding box.
That's where the crop tool comes in handy. You can move the photo around inside the boundaries.
Right, there you go. And then just hit return, and I'm there. And he wants me to make it smaller because he's going to be doing all sorts of madness with this. And he just kind of did it so it was centered vertically, but then also hitting the center point with the highest edge, the uppermost edge, let's say. Right, beautiful. I'm there. Kyle, take me away.
Absolutely perfect. Well, of course, now you've got me thinking, gosh, I really would love to have some snowflakes in the background. You know how when someone else does something, you go, I kind of like that better. I love your snowflake idea in the background. So maybe later I'll just go ahead and pick that up, but I don't want to get too flaky, Dom.
People do say that about you, Kyle.
They do.
Face, obviously, but
No, they say he's flaking out. Okay, so here's our square. This is actually going to be a box for a Jack in the Box. Now, if I take that square and duplicate it right here, duplicate it. Now we have another one. And because we're using our crop tool today, let's go ahead and see what else we can do, what kind of magic we can do with this, because I'm going to crop it, but I'm actually going to use a shape this time. See these shapes down here?
Yes.
Second one in the second row right here is the parallelogram.
Yeah.
And using these corner handles right here, I can drag it on down like so. And that's going to be...
I'm intrigued to know why you've chosen a parallelogram.
You shall see. Look at this beautiful angle it creates, because I'm going to pop it over here and then rotate it and slide it on there. Yeah. And what that's going to be the top of the box.
Oh, nice.
Popping open, right?
Yeah.
And I'm also going to slide it behind the this other layer if I want. I mean, it looks pretty good right there, but if I want to, I can always drag this layer underneath. And then if I want to position this at a different angle, use my little arrow keys, on the keyboard, I can do so. Now, quickly, let's take this same box lid and let's duplicate it. Flip it horizontally. See this right here? Flip.
Okay.
And look, now I've got another one. And thanks again to those handy dandy guides. I can just position that wherever I want. And now I've got my two lids for my box.
Like so. Very cool.
There you go.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Let me have a little go at that. Okay, so what Kyle did was, by the way, if you want to zoom in and out, you can just use two fingers on your trackpad. That's a good way. Or you can actually do it here as well. You got a little drop down menu to do that.
Two ways to do it. In fact, I think there's also a keyboard shortcut, but let's not get too crazy.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. Yes, there is. Control and plus or control and minus. Yeah, or command and minus, depending on what you're using. Right, let's go here. Let's duplicate that. Well, I suppose there is a third way to do it, which would be to actually just get a shape. Yeah, no, let's not do that. Let's crop it. Now, we want a parallelogram so it has those nice little corners on it. Let's bring it right the way up there. Okay, nice. Maybe about that size. That looks good to me. Right. So if I'm going to bring it down here, I'm going to let's get a bit of an angle first. Right. Now, you see, I'm having that problem with the gap in there. So do you think I should flip it there?
It doesn't matter. I think, you can flip it and then rotate it.
Yeah.
And I think that looks much, I think that looks better.
Yeah, it looks much cleaner. There's no gaps, but also you can see the different reds overlapping. So here in your layer stack, drag that down.
You're inspiring me to flip mine over here and do that because,
maybe
if I see a good idea, I'm going to use it.
Yeah, exactly. What we call that in the UK is magpieing. That's what you call it in the classroom, because quite frankly, magpies are just thieves, aren't they?
They are. My brother got attacked by a magpies in Australia because he was wearing a shiny bicycle helmet. And apparently you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't ride your bike with a shiny helmet. They come fly and peck at it.
That wins Random Story of the Year award. Right, here we go. I think I'm done there. That'll do. Zoom back out just to take a look. Oh, there we go. That'll do. Yeah.
Looks
right,
good.
come on.
Next
step. On our way.
So now, because we're making a Jack in the Box, we need a spring. So back to our media here, I'm going to search not just for the word spring, but the words metal spring, because if you just search for spring, you'll get a lot of seasonal stuff. Okay. You'll get a lot of greenery, you get a lot of trees and leaves and things like that. I need a metal spring. And so we should get about 3 or 4 results that actually show metal springs up here at the top at some point. I have to be patient, maybe. Sometimes this happens where Express is thinking too hard.
Yeah. Oh, there you
go. All right. You see here, we have this one. We have these. Okay. Any of these will do. Just to keep things simple, I'm going to grab this guy here. Now, notice the background has a bit of a light gray color to it. All I have to do is tap on the doggy right here, and that will remove the background. So arf, arf, we wait a minute.
Yeah.
And there it is. Look at that. There's a spring. Now, the other thing I want to do with the spring.
What's that? That doesn't work for me. It's in front of the box. No, Kyle.
It didn't work for you.
No, as in I can't. I'm not accepting that. It's in front of the box.
Oh, but that's okay.
Inside the box.
That's what layers are for. Check it out.
Oh.
Tap, drag, drag, drag.
I knew that. I knew that.
The other thing too is it's yellow, and that's probably fine. Not a big deal. Yeah. But don't forget, you can change the colors with your duotones, right? Yeah, so if I wanted something a little more subtle like this, I can do that. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, right? Yeah. You can also use grayscale. That just sucks all the color out of it entirely. Now you're just dealing with blacks and whites and grays. Okay, but this had a little bit of a tint to it. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
And you always have the addition of adjustments. Look at that. You can take those shadows down, right? You can increase the contrast, make it darker or lighter, et cetera, et cetera. All kinds of nifty things you can do to make that stand out.
Nice.
Okay. And there's our spring. I'm gonna rotate it slightly, just because adding a little diagonal element in your illustration, your work, always makes things a bit more exciting. So there's the spring. Voila.
Cool. I think that's easy. I think our digital leaders they're gonna smash that, no problem. I think let's go on to the next bit.
Next bit. Here we go. We need a body for whatever's coming out of the Jack in the Box. And here's a trick. We can just go to our photos again. Now, and I thought it'd be fun for someone. What's that?
This is clever, this bit.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I take full credit, Dom, and I'm expecting a check in the mail. We're going to do a green ARGYLE Argyle. Look at that. Beautiful pattern. Isn't that lovely?
Just explain what Argyle means, because not everyone will know that, I don't think.
So, Argyle is a pattern. It's just a kind of pattern. It's sort of not really plaid, but it's this specific kind of diamond-based repeating tiling pattern.
Gotcha.
And perfect for a holiday sweater. Look at that.
Just like my Uncle Eddie would have worn.
Yeah, I wear, well, actually, this is based on something I have in my closet. We're going to change the shape of this with the crop tool. Remember that you can use shapes right down here, and you could use any shape, you could use anything you like. Today, I'm going to be using this. It's a pentagram. Let's zoom in, take a look at that shape. You can distort this pentagram. See that? You can drag from the top, you can do whatever you like. And so that's going to change whether it's thinner, wider, taller, etc.
Yeah.
Make that whatever you like, okay? And I'm going to then tap on the canvas, and now that I've got that, make it a little bigger, squeeze it up there, and we'll rotate it slightly so it matches the spring.
Uh-huh.
And let's take a look at how that looks there. There we go. So we're going to pop that right there on top of the spring. And now we have what's going to be the body of our character. Okay, whatever we choose to put there. So there we go. Nice. Spring plus Argyle sweater. You want to give it a go?
Yeah. Can I just ask, while I'm doing this, so you went to media and I just put Argyle and it actually came up. When you were thinking about putting this challenge together, what made you think of doing Argyle and putting it in as like a pentagon? What made you think that? Because that to me is the edge, and that's like what even brings that to your mind? I'm not sure I would ever think about that.
So I'm always thinking in shapes because of with drawing, one of the rules for understanding the complexity of the world is to break things down to simple shapes.
Okay.
So if you think of the torso as just being a simple shape, it could be sort of an egg, it could be sort of a box. And I just thought with the pentagon, you're getting a little bit of a taper from the shoulder down to the waist, and you're also getting a spot to pop the head on top. It just kind of made sense as a shape to me.
Right. Okay. That makes more sense. It makes me think that you're less of a genius than I thought you were.
Well, now wait a
minute. Right. Let's march on. Keep going. Where are we at?
Don't say crazy things, Dom. I'm still a genius, okay? I've got to keep up my rep. All right, so here we go. We've got our box. We've got our body. Let's quickly add some arms, okay? And to do that, I will, again, use simple shapes. And you can imagine that rectangles would work well for that. We'll go to elements right here, elements. And the third category at the top from the left is shapes, right there, shapes. And here you have rectangles. A solid black rectangle is all you need. And this can be distorted like so. It can be resized from the corners, right? You can do whatever you need with it. And I'd like to use a color for the arm that is matching the sweater, okay? To do that, I'm going to simply use the eyedropper tool. So here we have our fill color for the rectangle. Let's go to the eyedropper right here. And look, I can move it on top of the red in the sweater Argyle pattern, and that will use that color, which is great. Then if I drag it behind the sweater, I've got an arm now popping out there, and I can make that work. Voila. Very nice. Okay, now we need two arms, right? So let's take that same arm, and you remember the trick. We duplicate it, flip it horizontally if you want, or just rotate it. Who cares? Either way, as long as you can move that.
Who cares?
The great thing is we use, 3 or 4 different methods for everything we do. It's nice. You can just you can be picky and say, I kind of like to duplicate. No, I like to transform. I like to use keyboard shortcuts, whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
And there you have it. So now I've got 2 arms. And last but not least, for these arms, let's add some mittens. Just tap on a circle. Look.
Cool.
Easy. Now, we don't want it to be the same color. Kind of blends in too much. But we do have some nice colors to choose from in the sweater. So again, I can use the eyedropper tool. Why not? Slide on over this way and grab that green. And there's my nice holiday green. Duplicate that and throw it over on this side. Now we've got mittens at the end of those arms. Voila.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Let me have a quick bash at that. Okay. So you did shapes and you did, well, you can just put rectangle in, I suppose. Get that one out. Okay. So you can just make it a bit smaller. Sometimes when you go too small on these things, you lose the ability to make them.
Yeah, then you have to zoom in and it gives you your handles back.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're right. I didn't know that. Right. Okay. So I want to change the fill color to match the kind of sort of a deep red, I suppose, on the Argyle pattern. So let's click our little, you see, click our little dropper tool, then go over, just click in there. Nice, done. Okay, and then I can change the angle, maybe a bit more like that. And then also, don't forget that layer stack thing, pop it behind. Then select it, duplicate it, bring it over, get it in the right spot. There we go, that'll do. And it's behind already, so that's good. And then can't find another shape, so I have to go back to elements. Here we can go to circle. There we go. Wow, the norm, just a plain circle is right down the bottom. And then
plain old circle.
Yeah, and then again, select the fill color, go to your little dropper tool, and select the other green. There you go. So I've got one. Oops, got one. Pop it on there, and then duplicate it. Pop it on there. All right, cool. Right, next bit.
All righty, here we go. Well, I'm going to use a photo of my face and put it right here on top of the Jack in the Box. Now, if you want to use a photo from your own photo roll or from your own collection, or you want to snap a photo of your face from the computer camera, totally up to you, but you don't have to. Dom, I believe you're going to do something different for us to show an alternative. I'll go ahead and use my own face, then we can show, you can use anything you like, okay?
Yeah,
so,
a lot of these Chromebooks now have the camera facility on there, which is dead easy to use.
Yeah, if you want to do that, great. Let's go ahead to our media again, and there's an option here, upload from device. And on my desktop, I have a photo. Kyle, there it is. Ta-da! Let's open that up. Wow, look at that handsome guy. And we take this photo and let's crop it. Okay, we'll just crop by tapping crop, and then I can just drag from the corner right here, get right down to the necessary cropping.
Do you think that gives it better results when you actually do remove the background because there's less work to do?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm just trying to speed things up. And now I've got my head there, but we still have all this background. We don't want that. Let's go ahead and tap on the dog, remove background, and we'll see what Express does with this. Okay. Now, if it doesn't get it just right, okay, now look here. You can see it did a good job on the top and the sides. We do have a problem here with the jacket. Okay. Let's go and use the erase tool. This is a great one. Tap on erase. And this will give you a couple of options. Oh, very. Look at this. Erase, quick selection. What does that mean? Well, I'm just going to, with the quick selection tool, just tap right here. And see that? It just taps on whatever's there, and it thinks, I think you want to remove this thing you just tapped on, don't you?
Oh, nice. That was really good.
Pretty cool, right? So I just keep tapping and tapping. Uh-oh, made a mistake. Just undo.
Yeah.
All right, tap, tap, tap. Now, let me zoom in and show you the other cool thing you can do with this tool. All right, here it is. You can restore things. So if you erased too much or you got rid of too much, all right, you can just come in here and see it got rid of this area and the glasses there. So I just bring that back. Okay, got rid of a little bit of my ear there. Just bring that back. Now let's use, instead of the quick selection tool, okay, we'll go back to erase. Let's use the eraser. Here, look at this, circle brush.
Oh, nice.
Now I can actually, I'll make this a smaller brush. See this right here, smaller. I can actually just drag it right here along the edge and get rid of all the stuff. But I can do it by hand, get a bit pickier. Okay, so take your time if you want to clean this kind of stuff up, make things look good. I won't make it absolutely perfect right now because, of course, we have, work to do, Dom.
Hey, what? This is work? Is this work?
Well, work. I mean, I use that phrase very, very loosely. Remember, if you make the head bigger on the body, it's always funnier. See? Especially if you
that's a good tip, actually. That's a really good tip.
All right, so there you go. Now I've got the head and I'm ready to go. Now, one quick thing I'm noticing, I look at my card. I'm getting pretty close up to the edge there. So look at this trick. Watch this. I'm going to just tap off the canvas and drag around everything. And look, it's selected everything at once. I'm going to hold the shift key down and tap on the background. Now I've got everything except the background, everything. which means when it's all selected, I can drag it all together. Just slide it down a little bit. I don't want things to feel too cramped up there at the top. And there you go.
Nice. Okay. So let's have a little look.
Yeah,
this is cool. I tell you, I did it. I was just following Carl, really. I searched for reindeer because I wanted to put like a reindeer head on the top. And I didn't necessarily find what I wanted, to be perfectly honest. I can't remember the one that I used previously, but maybe it was that one actually. I'll do with that one. I mean, the thing is just still the same. So once you've got your image in there and the remove background appears, you can click that. I probably should have just cropped it down actually, just to make it. But actually, it's done a cracking job.
It's fast. Look at that.
Yeah, that was fast, wasn't it? And then I'll sort of bring the angle in there because I don't have a picture of me on my machine. And then once I've got it sort of in position, I'm thinking, well, actually, I want to do like a neckline, I suppose. So I'm going to use the erase tool like Carl talked about. But instead of doing quick selection, I'll make sure circle brush is there. And then I don't know how this is going to come out, but, roughly kind of do some kind of neckline there, take that bit away, and then click done, and then zoom out a bit. There you go. That'll do.
That's perfect. I love it.
Great. So yeah, you can do it with anything, I suppose. And then Carl did a thing where he dragged across all of that and then brought, didn't get, you see, the one box lid didn't come. So let me try that again. There we go. Got everything now. And then I'll bring it down to around about. Oh, this is another one that Carl showed me, actually. If you group it, then it will give you the, what am I trying to say, Carl?
The guidelines, yeah.
The guidelines, yeah. And then I'll ungroup it again because I don't want them to be in a group. Right, cool. Let's carry on.
Looks excellent. Let's give ourselves a little ground plane, as they say, for the box. So I'll just go back to Elements and select a rectangle. And I'll slide this on down here. Look at that.
What did you call it?
A ground plane.
A ground plane.
It's just comes from illustration and from design and photography. Just the idea of having something that represents a ground, a thing for things to sit on, so it doesn't just float in the air. Ground plane.
Okay, a ground plane.
Now I don't like this. What's that?
That's completely new to me.
Hey, we're learning design vocab too. This is fun. Now with this, red is fine, but it's not what I want. I actually would like to go with something, the green right here. If I go to my fill colors, I can again select our friend, the eyedropper tool, and just select that green.
Yeah, we've done this before. We're all pros here.
One more thing you notice I did is I made this rectangle quite large. It's extending off the canvas, right? That's because I'm going to add a border. I could tap on border and use a white border. And once I've done that, I can then adjust the thickness of that border. And because it's going around the entire rectangle, we only see it on the top edge of that rectangle. But what this does is just gives me a little separation there between the box and this green rectangle that's going to hold our type there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So speaking of type, we need to say something on this card. Let's go to text, add your text. And I'm going to write just popping up to say, haha. We'll make that smaller and then drag it out.
There we go. Yeah, got it.
And I'll select one of the fonts that Express thinks is good, which, most of the time it's pretty darn good.
Hey, Carl, I've got an interesting fact for you.
Yeah?
Yeah. Did you know that there are over 13,000?
I wonder if it's a statistic of some kind or a number.
There are over 13,000 fonts that you can choose from.
No way!
Not a lot of people know that. There you go.
I'm going to spend the rest of the day looking through each and every one of them.
I hope you do, and I want to report.
I will. I'll catalog them.
There we go.
Right. That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
I know.
Font fact,
it's his favorite fact in the world, not just a font fact. There we go.
I changed it to white because that just reads better to me off of this green background. And I'm going to duplicate that because I'm just going to next write just popping up to say, and I'll say Merry Christmas. All caps again. And here I could use a different font. Why not? Look, we have all kinds of cool options.
So do you duplicate it just so you roughly get the same size and style and that kind of thing?
I'm going to make it bigger. I want, Merry Christmas is really the big message here. So if I use something like this, which is very condensed, right? It's tall and narrow. The benefit of using a typeface like that is I can then, let's do that. I can make it much, much bigger, and it will still occupy, roughly the same amount of space, if not a little more. I like that. That's pretty cool. And I can take the just popping up to say, make that a little smaller. Yeah. Just trying to make that arrangement between the two kind of interesting, kind of nice.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you want this to read more clearly, there's a couple things you can do. You can make this green from the rectangle darker and you'll have more contrast, or you can do effects on the type. Like if I, for Merry Christmas, want to use an effect, don't forget, you got these cool things down here, text effects. Okay. And you also have outlines. Very simple to use an outline, right?
Yeah.
Can use that dark green from the sweater, and then we can just
that's kind of nice.
I like beef that. Up. Yeah, beef it up. Woo!
Yeah.
Crazy with it.
Oh, that's nice. I think the beefier the better.
Wow.
Yeah,
so many good options.
Yeah, that's nice.
Anyway, you get the idea. So you want to give it a go?
Yeah, for sure. Let's go over here. Okay, Nadolig Llawen, which is Welsh for Happy Christmas. So,
nice.
I tell you what I did, which I thought I hadn't really thought about doing that before. Was if I go back, let me try and go back. Well, I was doing a lot of stuff with type here, so I'm gonna have to go back. So you're using the back button at the top there, just going crazy with it. So that was what I put on there. I kind of duplicated it and thought, oh yeah, I need to make it look a bit different. And then the one that I liked was probably not even here. I probably used the show more button, and it was here somewhere. Crikey, don't know where it is now. Never mind. It was the one that you had before, Carl. Okay. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so I had it there, and I was like, right. How am I going to match that so that I want to make it central first. So I put it in the center, and then rather than using the sort of ends there, I just used the plus, and I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to stop when it hits the edge of the just popping up to say. And when it hits that edge, which is around about there, like, okay, cool. And then I'll bring it in, and I probably need to make a bit more space for myself. So using the arrow keys there.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then maybe I'll go for the outline thing. And here, what did you use for your outline? You used a darker green, didn't you? Yeah.
I just used a darker green from the sweater, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, do you know what? That works. I like that. One's kind of sitting on the other, which is cool. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. Right. Let's wrap it up there, I think. Shall I show them how to share?
Sure. If you just quick suggestion for people, if you want to do other things, put something in one of the hands. You could add a candy cane or whatever you want. You can do anything. You can design these and add as many little things as you want. Put some stuff around the edges. It's up to you. Put it in a box, design a little border. There's so many cool things you can do. So we're just trying to give you a good starting point for a fun idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's take a look at how to share.
Yeah, that was what Carl was talking about, like candy cane, and then remove background, and then put it in someone's hand. That's a really
that's a fun treat.
Yeah, right. Let me download is the download button. You can work that out. I'm not going to show you that. Share, publish to web. You can invite people to work on it with you if you like. You can send it to Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, but publish to web is a good one. You've got your title because you named your work, didn't you, Kyle?
I did, because I was, again, I forgot, but you thankfully kept me in line.
But hey, teachers, check this one out. They allow others to remix. If you're ever making something on Adobe Express and you want your class to use it, maybe like a template, maybe like a starting point, flick that on. And then when you publish the link, it will allow others to remix. In fact, I'll show you.
Templates are very cool.
Yeah, templates are very cool, especially when you've made them yourself for a particular kind of class that you're doing or something like that. Right. That is that. Let's go. Let's go here and share this tab instead. Right. Challenge 2, Christmas card. Done. If you want to watch a slightly more in-depth tutorial, if you want to, beef up your stuff and do candy canes and probably stars as well. I imagine you did those.
Yeah.
And a star there as well. And this fun, these fancy like decals on the bottom as well, which I thought were great. But there you go. But now we're going to move on to challenge 4, which is the Christmas video. Right.
Fancy 4. Here we go.
Yeah, fancy 4. Now, if you click this little button here, Christmas Around the World examples, it opens up in a slightly lengthy Christmas Google Doc. But we won't have to do all of it. And it's just a little bit of text. You might not have time to do the research yourselves right now. Little bit of text. Oh, Kyle.
What?
Share this tab instead. There I am.
Oh, there you go.
There I am. Hang on. I just kicked myself out of our live stream, I think.
I'm still seeing you. You're good.
You're still seeing me. I'm working on one. That's fine. Okay, so you've got Christmas Around the World, and this is going to be the title for our video. We're going to create a video. So let's share this tab instead. To go back to the home page, just have to press the A in the top left. And then you can go to the plus, go to video. Right, we're cooking on gas. Now, for your title, because you're obviously going to rename, I just took that one from the Google Doc, Christmas Around the World, and it'll change. There it is. Now, this is our first slide here. Okay, so what should we do? We could do like let's just put like Christmas.
I think some kind of a title card,
Yeah, like Christmas fireplace, something like that. Christmas
Ooh,
Around
lovely.
the World looks pretty good. This one looks great. Okay, waving socks. That's what we like. So we've got a little video here of waving socks.
That's fun. I like that.
The problem is it's got little gaps, so we can use the fill video thing here. Fill video, and that just pushes it out so it's big. Okay.
That's a good trick.
Yeah, nice. And then let's go to text. Add your text. I've still got that Christmas Around the World copied. So let's just pop it in there. Can't see any of it. That was a terrible thing to do. All right. Let's go to fill. Let's go to white. Let's put an outline on it. Suddenly you can see it again. That's good. Now, let's go and choose one of our 13,000 fonts. Let's go in here. And I think It's a Wonderful Life. Do you like that kind of thing, Kyle, at Christmas?
I think it's pretty great.
You can say no. It's okay.
No, I do like it. It makes me a little teary-eyed every time I watch it.
There is that.
Can't help it.
I'm going to align it to the left and just put it there. Christmas Around the World. Right. So we've got a bit of action going on with our feet. You can see. There we go. Let's get some more action going on. So it's just a little title slide. And then you go to media. Now, I want 2 things from media. I want audio. And I'll record a voiceover. So you just click that and you start recording. I'm just going to make this up, I think. Let's just start recording. Everyone celebrates Christmas around the world in different ways. Let's go and check them out. There we go. So I've got my voiceover here.
That was really well done. Very radio.
Let's check whether you can hear my sound. Actually, Carl, I am sharing this tab, so hopefully it will work. Everyone celebrates Christmas around the world in different ways. Let's go and check them out.
Perfect.
Did that work?
Perfect.
Nice. Right. So now that I've got my voiceover in, this would not be a Christmas video without some Christmas audio. So let's go over here. Just type in Christmas to the audio sort of search box there. And we can... Where's it going to go? No.
Let's hear it. Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's way too jolly.
That's a little bit big.
Yes, it is. Some of them are... Oh, Christmas bells loop. Who doesn't like a little bit of Christmas bells loop? Right. Now, if I play this, and this is a thing to remember on all your slides, I'll show you now, all right? And then make sure that you're checking this out on all your other slides or on other scenes. when you press that. Everyone celebrates Christmas around the... Could you hear my voiceover properly, Carl?
Barely, barely.
Yeah, right. Give me a percentage.
Let's say 19.
19. 19 is a good one. Yeah, 19. Let's play it now and see what it's like. Everyone celebrates Christmas around the world in different ways.
Maybe, what do you think? Is it right? You think a little louder?
What, the music?
Yeah, the music may be a little louder. We're like, I don't know, 25, 30.
I'll give you 21. That's as much as I'm going to give you. That's your max. Right. So you got Christmas around the world. Last thing I'll show you before I kick over to Carl, and he'll do it even better than me, is you can put some animation on your text. So I'll animate it in, maybe fade it in like some 1990s TV program. Let's do that.
I like that.
And then in terms of looping, I probably won't do any looping actually, because I don't think that'll look very good. And I'll just leave it at that. Or maybe I can fade it out at the end. There you go. Fade it in. Comes in there. You can see if you move your playhead, this is your playhead. It gives you a little preview of what's going on. So it fades in there. Blah, 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 blah. Christmas music going on. And it fades out. Beautiful. There we are. Carl, it's all yours. Can you take control?
Yeah, I'm going to share my tab so you'll be able to hear my voice over. So here we go.
Sweet.
Boom. You got a question here, meanwhile, from Holy Trinity Primary School. What's the link, please, to share? I'm not sure if that's for something specific.
What's the link to share? Well, if you're looking to share your work, you need the share button in the top right. That's the only way you can do it, if that's what you mean.
Right. It'll create a link for you. It'll create a link for you.
There we go.
So I've gone ahead and done the same thing as Dom. I've got a background here. If I play it, you'll see we've got this really funny Santa snow.
Oh, how did you do that?
It's just one of the videos that was available.
That's amazing.
I can't believe that. But now the only issue I have is if you notice, as I scroll through, the white against the white of the tree there causes a bit of a problem. So what do? Well, don't worry. We take the type. And one of the cool things you can do is fun. One thing I did is I used dynamic type right here, which automatically aligns.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
The second thing is here you have shapes right here, shape. So you can add a color behind it, okay? But you also have other options. If you do show more here, you've got a whole bunch of cool options you could use. Okay, now I do want something solid, so I'm going to use this. And then, of course, I want to change the color because the yellow really makes no sense here. So if you want to use some adjustments, there's this little option here that has 2 dots with 2 lines. That will allow me to then change the color for Christmas Around the World. And I can even use the eyedropper tool, even on a video, and grab that red right there. And then you can take the entire thing and you can just resize it, you know. Now Santa really kind of stays in the middle. You could pop this over here, but there's really not that many times where he's up in the air except for that one big jump.
Oh, so that's quite funny that he disappears behind your sign. That's cool.
So he's here now. He's about to jump. Whoa.
That's funny.
Now, it's probably unlikely that I'll actually have any narration that goes long enough to even see the jump. Okay, so we'll give that a try, though. Let's go to our media, audio, and record voiceover. Here we go. You know, people all over the world celebrate Christmas differently. Let's take a look at some weird and wacky traditions.
Nice.
So I think it actually did get the jump. Yeah. All right, now look here. This is where my voiceover stops, right there. Okay. So I can take this handle and pull the video back so that the length of the video clip that plays matches the length of the narration, and then I'm on to my next scene. So we'll add a scene. All right, now I know you can't see this, but on the Christmas Around the World document, since I'm sharing a tab and not sharing my whole window, we start off with Krampus, right? Or Krampus, I'm not sure how you say it.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select some of the type there. Krampus, the half man, half goat, comes around to hunt for the bad children. I love that.
Yeah, so let me I can I'm back on now. I can show this bit if you want.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, cool. Okay, so what Carl was mentioning there was this Google Doc here. So you've got your, you can use as much text here and as little as you like. I think when we did this before, there was just so much text that we've actually just cut it down a lot. And we're just going to go for like 3 examples of places you can go and see, crazy Christmas traditions. One of them is Austria. So I'm going to grab that. And then I'll go back to my share this tab instead. Go back to my video, add a scene. And here, let's get going. Let's see what we need. So let's go to photos. And if you actually search for Krampus, you do actually get a crazy looking Krampus. Right. So I'm going to put
He's not scary at all, Dom. That's not scary
at all. No. Not completely suitable for children. And then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the background on it. Right. Then what I want to do is I want to put Krampus in a snowy kind of Christmas forest. So let's go back to media, let's go to videos, and I'll put like snowy forest. So I'd like there to be like snow falling, but I want it to be a still video. Now you do get a little preview. This one looks good down here. It's 38 seconds. Let's do that. Right. Again, I'm going to use fit video. That'll make it all to the background. Only problem is Krampus has disappeared. Poor Krampus. So it's just the same as like in your graphics. Just to use your layer stack, bring it on top. Okay. So if we play that from here, Krampus, snowy forest, getting snowed on. That looks great. Now, I did copy some text before. Let's just go and add my text. There we go. Krampus, Austria. Krampus hunts for naughty children. Right. So you need to sort of, make that look good again. So let's go to white for the fill. I'll go black for the outline, just to keep it really simple. And then view all. You could go back to the font that you used before. You could choose something a little bit different. This looks kind of cool. Well, there's some really interesting ones today. Krampus, this one. Krampus hunts for naughty children. It looks kind of a little bit Krampy-like, if that's a thing. And then there you go. I mean, you have to make a choice between like how small you want this to go, I suppose, because then you do want it to be readable as well.
Yeah.
And I'll just keep on going with that. I'm not sure this is the most readable, but you guys will make better choices than me, I'm sure. Right. So Krampus hunts for naughty children. Let's get a naughty child who's scared of Krampus. So go back to media, go back to videos, search for scared boys, something like that. I think Carl used a different search term. I found something pretty cool. I'm going to use this chap here. Good. I'll put him down here. I'll bring him up. Now, what I'm seeing is that this elbow is being cut off here. And so what I could do is, and this one isn't. So what I'll do is I'll flip this video. Flip. Nice. And then I'll just hide that elbow off screen. And then what I'll do is I'll remove background on that video. Now, the only thing that we need to make sure that is going to happen here is that all of these elements stay on the page for the length of my voiceover.
Yes.
So I'll do a kind of a short voiceover, I guess. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Carl's got, because he said he's got a surprise for me today. But look at this. This is great. We've got a naughty child, but it disappears after about 20, after how many seconds? After about 10 seconds. So I'll keep my voiceover quite short. And then if I need to extend it, extend my my naughty child there, I can. So I'll go back to media, go back to audio, go to record voiceover, start recording. In Austrian parts of Germany, Krampus, the half man, half goat, comes around to hunt for the bad children. There we go. A little bit of delay at the end because I was trying to flick between screens. Right. So let's see how this goes. Okay. So he disappears just there, but actually I think that's fine because there was a delay on my voiceover at the end. Let's just check it. Let's press play. In Austrian parts of Germany, Krampus, the half man, half goat, comes around to hunt for the bad children. There we go. So I'm leaving my playhead there because I know that then when I drag my scene in, that's fine. That's like the stopping point. That's perfect. I'm happy with that. The only thing I'm going to do before I pass over to Carl, and you better not disappoint me here. It better be good.
Oh, you wait.
I'm going to animate Mr. Krampus here. I'm going to make him jitter. or wiggle.
Yeah, good idea. Good idea.
Wiggle like the beastie is. There we go. He can wiggle like a beastie. Right. So we're good. We're two scenes down, and it's time to go and see what Mr. Webster's got going on.
All right, here we go.
Nice.
Look, so I've got my I wrote scared kid, and this is what I found right here. Remove the background, pop her over here in the corner. Got my Krampus in the left like yours. I've got my type here ready to read.
Okay.
Now for the kid, what I wanted to do I searched for eyeball. See this? All kinds of weird results. I'm really just looking for a simple set. Maybe here we go. Look at this. Okay, now that might not be what you think I need, but watch this. We just take it and remember the crop tool, right? So we go to crop, and we have shapes. We have a circle. So all I need to do.
I know what you're gonna do. This is gonna be.
What I'm gonna do, of course.
I know what you're gonna do.
Let's grab that eyeball. There we go. And
is there gonna be any breathing going on here?
Of course. All right, so we'll put one eyeball right there. And if it's always funnier if they're kind of looking away from each other. So we'll take that eye. We'll say, okay, let's duplicate that eye and let's flip it. And we'll put it over there. Okay, now here's the trick. All right, we got the eyes ready to go. And if you take both eyes, 1 and 2, remember that trick of holding down the shift key? You can group them, right? Group them. And that means you can then animate them.
Probably the best thing that we've ever done on a live stream.
So I'm showing my layer timing here because what I want to happen is this. All right, so first I want our kid to just pop in from the corner. And you all know how to do that because Dom's just showing you with the animation. I'll put her here. All right, so when we start with the playhead, she's not there yet. Okay, she's going to appear on the scene. We also want Krampus to appear on the scene. So let's go ahead and take our Krampus and do a quick animation for him. Animate him in. So he's going to drift in from the left. Woo, there he is. Okay. And for looping, just like Dom did, I think a really good little wiggle is funny. Okay, so there he's wiggling. Okay. So he's going to come in wiggling, scary Krampus. And then she's going to pop up. Okay, so we'll have her do the same. We go to animation and we'll animate in. This time we'll rise from the bottom there. And you can do this much faster, okay? Just like that. And then, of course, we got the eyeballs. Now, they can't appear until she does, right? So, look, I'll just wait until she's there. Okay. And then you take the eyeballs, add some animation. And what do we loop with, Dom? What do you think? Breathing?
It's got to be. Or maybe a pulse. I don't know. Either or.
Look at that.
That is tremendous.
Okay, now what happens? Let's see. Let's take a look. So I hit play. Here he comes. Ah! Okay. That's fun. That's fun.
Absolutely bananas.
All right. So, of course, I just have to add the narration right here. I'll quickly do that and then pop it over to you for scene 3. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Isn't that fun? Okay. Kids, have fun with this stuff, right? Come on.
Yeah.
Gotta have fun. All right. Get creative. Here we go. Record voiceover. In Austria and parts of Germany, Krampus, the half-man, half-goat, comes around to hunt for the bad children.
That is honestly the finest piece of work that we have ever done in these sessions.
Oh, man. Well, that's, I don't know if that's a good thing or a sad thing.
Bit of both. Oh, that is tremendous. I absolutely love it.
All right, well, there you go. So we're all set with those. Yeah, you want to try out for the next one?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, I mean, that is truly inspirational. That's all good. We're all good here. So you might sometimes what happens here is that, you know, sometimes you get scenes dumped in randomly, or you can just add a scene. So just, you know, it doesn't matter if there's one there already or you add a scene. So let's add a scene. So it'll automatically give you a 5-second scene. So if I go here, now I'm into Slovakia, carp for dinner. Okay. Now this one is a really unusual one. They Europe, they buy a fish and then they let it live in the bathtub for a couple of days. I mean, wow. Before preparing and eating it. Right. So if I go here, now this is going to be cool. So I'm going to go to media. I'm going to go to photos. Now I'm going to go to text to image, right? Text to image, and then I'll choose widescreen because 16 by 9 is the ratio of like long side to short side. So let's do that. And then describe what you'd like to see. So what I want to see is a bathroom decorated in Christmas decorations with a large bathtub in the center. And then I'll put bird's eye view. Right.
This is going to be great.
Yeah, well, let's just wait and see. Let's go for photo. Let's try and make it as real as possible, I suppose. Let's go for photo and just go generate. And see
Dom, I don't see your. I'm waiting to see your screen. I see the wrong tab. Hang on.
Right. Share this tab. Right. I apologize. Right. Let me do that again. Let me do that again. Get rid of that. Right. So I want to get my new scene. Okay. Got my new scene, my third scene here. Going to go to media, text to image. Thanks for the heads up. I chose widescreen, 16 by 9, because that's the same shape as our video. And here I'm going to add that in again. So bathroom decorated with Christmas decorations and a large bathtub in the center. And then I'll put comma bird's eye view. Okay. Going to go for content type photo and go to generate. Right. Let's hope we're not sticking around for too long. Now, honestly, this text to image thing is completely bananas. Like you could be here all day, just like trying different things and just being like, wow, I didn't realize it would like come up with that suggestion.
Now, it's all day or all month.
Yeah, I know. It's going to give us 4 suggestions. Pretty cool. I think I kind of nailed it with that first one. Actually.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
Yeah. I'm not going to wait for the next 2 to load because sometimes it takes a bit longer. So I'll choose this one. Perfect. You can just click on it. And then what I'll do is click on it again. Set as page background. Okay, nice. Now you can reframe. There was a little reframe button there. And then you can, sort of zoom in if you want to as well. We've got about 3 Christmas trees in this one. Great. Why not, I suppose. And then I've got that there. Now, the next thing I want to do is go to media, go to photos, and I'm going to search for carp because that is the type of fish. Now, let's make it a realistic fish. This one will do. I've no idea whether that's a carp or not, but it looks pretty carpy to me. And then,
carpy.
Yeah, carpy. Then I'll select it, remove background. And you see, like, that probably taken about a minute. And then I can put that in my bath. Make it a bit smaller. There we go. And then I do a bit of animation on this. Like it's just having a little bit of fun in the bath. So let's go to animation with it selected. Looping. Not pulse. No, just a little wiggle. Like it's just having a little wiggle in the bath. Why not?
Nice and subtle.
Yeah, just very subtle. Like this whole video, in fact, very subtle. And then what I'm going to do is I go back to this tab, Slovakia carp for dinner. That'll be my title. I'll go back to this tab here and then go to text, add your text, paste it in there. And then all I've got to do is kind of play around with this text. So I'll choose a different font. This one. Yeah, I might do this one because, it sort of is unusual. And that's also
unusual.
And is an unusual font. And I'll use the outline as black. There you go. Slovakia carp for dinner. And then, I have sort of been quite boring, I suppose, and just had my text in the sort of standard places. That's fine. You can animate that text. So it comes in, it can drift in, and then maybe it can drift out. There you go. Drift in and drift out. There's nothing boring
about it because there's nothing boring because the subject is so funny and weird.
Yeah, there you go. And then, just like everything else, you put a title on, you get your image or your video or your combination of things like we did with Krampus, and then you've got to record your voiceover. So I'll just do that one more time. We've got to go to audio. We've got to go to record voiceover, and I'll start recording. All over Central Europe, people enjoy carp for Christmas Eve dinner. And sometimes they let it live in the bathtub for a couple of days before preparing and eating it. There you go. Nice. Now, because my voiceover is longer than my scene, just grab, do you know what? One of the things you can do on these timelines is just zoom in so you see more of the timeline. So now I can grab the little handle here and just make sure that it's going to be the same length as my voiceover. Perfect. Okay. Carl, do you want to show us yours?
Sure. I'm doing the same thing as you, but in a different way.
Yes. Let's see that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I thought it'd be fun to sort of illustrate it in a way where, so we have the just if I play this, you'll see it's actually a video, the snow in the back and then the bathtub. And I just want to have the fish pop his head up from inside the bathtub. So I'm going to go into your into media. Oh, and by the way, just a quick thing to note, because in the titles I used that Christmas Around the World with that that border or whatever you want to call it, that we call it a shape actually for the type.
Right.
I just copied that and pasted it into here so that there's some consistency, but that also saves me time.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, you could do the same thing here. I just copy it and I head over to this other scene and I paste it. And this is great because I can then, maybe rotate it a different direction, whatever. But here I can just say, what was the fish again? Was it a carp?
Carp, yeah.
All right, so we'll say carp. And what country was this again?
Slovakia.
Thanks, Slovakia.
Yeah.
But then I have that because remember it's dynamic text, so it's just going to help me out right away with that. So that saves me some time. But going over here to photos under media again, did you search carp or just fish?
I did search carp actually, and there are more like illustration style in design elements actually.
Oh, of carps?
Yeah.
I like the photo. I think it's fun. I always, Monty Python, those brilliant animated collages that were done by Terry Gilliam. I don't know if anybody out there knows what I'm talking about. I'm sure a lot of the teachers do.
Yeah, for sure.
So many great collage elements in those animations that were created as interstitials between skits. And they used a lot of photography and illustration combined. I always thought that was the coolest thing. It really stuck with me, as a kid and as an adult. I still have these memories of just seeing that and thinking, wow, that's so original and so interesting. So if I take the fish here, right, and you go, oh, what are you going to do about that bathtub? And how are you going to get the fish to hop in and out? Well, what we do is we just take this bathtub here, and I just want to show this trick. You can duplicate it, put it up over here on the very top, okay? And I'll align it with the other bathtub. All right. So they're both.
Yeah, that is such a good idea.
Now we have a problem here with the back of the bathtub there, if you can see that, right?
Right.
But from the first part of this show that we've done today that you can erase.
Yeah, that's the stick here. That's the one.
Hang on a minute. I need to do not a quick selection. I need to use the actual the circle brush.
Yeah.
And see if I can erase.
Okay.
Like that. So I'm making enough room for the fish to pop up. So now you can see his body in front of the back of the bathtub, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's get out of there. So it's kind of like a quick and dirty way to mask something, if you will.
Yeah.
All right, then I can now create some space for myself there. I can take our little guy and do what you did. Just have him animate. But I'll have him pop up.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's see here. Rise. And then we'll have him do some what was it? You had him wiggling, right?
Wiggle, yeah.
Yeah, a little wiggle. All right. So let's get him starting in right about here. So now if I hit play, we can see that in action. So we'll just go, okay, here you go. There he is. Whoa! All right. So then let's move on to the next scene.
Live to the ridiculous.
Yeah.
Love it.
I won't do the narration. You've shown that as well. You want to move on to the next scene?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right. Let's let's try and bring some order to this chaos. Right. Right. The last one. So if I go to my Christmas Around the World tab again, there's two more here, but this Ethiopia one is cool. So I'm just going to grab that Ethiopia Christmas processions. They do a thing called Ghana or Gena. It's the church mass with a special candlelit procession. So I wanted to show you a little trick that I did with this. It's not quite as funny as Gas, to be fair, but it is definitely worth having a look at. Now, if you search for Ghana or Gena in photos, I don't think you get anything. No, Ghana. No, it didn't find anything. But if you go to the Christmas challenges page, if you go down all the way down the bottom, there is actually a photo of it here. So I'm just going to right-click that. You can't see that on the screen now, but if I right-click it, I can just copy that image. You can also right-click and save the image. Either way is fine. And then you can upload the image from your device, or I'm just going to do Control and V and pop it in there.
Nice keyboard shortcut.
Yeah, Command and V or Control and V. Usually Control and V for most people, I think. Now, if I select it and set as page background, right, this is just a really cool little thing that I found the other day. So you've got lots of, this is just a standard flat photo, but I thought, you know what, wouldn't it be nice to kind of animate these flames? So if you go to Elements and search for flame, what you will find, if you scroll down a little bit further, is one that is really quite realistic. There we go. Right. It's right on there. Now, what I'm going to do with it is I'm just going to adjust this one and pop it on top of one that's already there. Right. And then if I go to animation and go to looping, I can do things like make it kind of blink, which is kind of cool. And the reason why it works so well is because there is an actual flame on the photo behind. So all you're seeing is kind of movement in there, which is really cool. It makes it feel like, hang on a minute, is this a video or is this a photo? And once you've done it once, all you have to do is duplicate and then put it into another position. You can flip them around and things like that.
Yeah.
You can change the size of it just so it makes it a little bit more unique. And maybe instead of blinking, maybe you would do, maybe you would make it flicker. That was quite cool.
It's also great for a birthday cake.
Yeah, that'd be great for that. And again, once you've got it, duplicate it. And you can do this for as many as you like. I'm going to flip this one around again. Because every single one of them is slightly different size, slightly different position. And then you just do a slightly different animation on each one. So let's get rid of that flicker one. And let's do, is breathe too much? Maybe jitter. Yeah, jitter's kind of better, I think. Bring the speed down, bring the intensity down. And then I'm just going to play this just so you can see. Look closely, you just see that there's a little bit of action going on in all of the animations. Actually, the intensity of that jitter needs to go up, I think.
I like that it's something that, it takes people a second to notice that the photo is alive and moving,
Yeah, and I think the more of them that you do, the more it will be obvious. Yeah, that's nice. I like that a lot. And I think I would do that sort of 6 or 7 times, I think. And then all you need to do then is, I've got my text. I copied it from my doc before. So I'm going to paste it in here. Come on. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. I have to go and repaste it because I took a photo before, didn't I? So let's recommendations. And again, whatever you think is best. Doesn't really, it does matter, but just for the sake of, I don't want to be spending all my time showing you what different fonts to choose. You need to go and choose them yourselves. And then I'll probably try and get this onto one line. There we go. And pop it in the center. There you go. Record your voiceover. All the rest of it, it's done. One other thing that I am going to say to you as well is, if you look in between your scenes, you'll have this little plus. I can bring this down now that I've done a lot of the detailed work.
Transitions.
Yeah. Press the plus. And here you can add a scene or you can add a transition. What is a transition? It's the way it moves from one scene to another. And I think the best one's dissolve. I don't know, Carl might think something different, but I think the best one's dissolve.
I like it. You've inspired me to add some transitions really fast here.
Yeah. And one of the cool things about that, you see it just slides in and out from one to the other, but you can also apply to all scenes. You see that down the bottom?
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah. Are you seeing that on the screen? Because my other laptop's frozen.
The apply to all scenes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Cool. Yeah. So that means it's done for them all. You're all done. Great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Right. So we're pretty much on time there. I don't want to delay too much, but again, the share button is in the usual place. Do what
Let
you
me
need
show a quick thing here before we go.
Yeah.
So if you pop over to mine, you'll see. I want you to see that when I start the video here, you know, people all over the world celebrate Christmas differently. Let's take a see the globe there. You can add videos on top of videos. So that was just a spinning globe video that I shrunk down and removed the background. So you have a video background, but also a video in the title. So just want people to know that you can actually layer videos, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah. So sharing, Dom?
Yeah, sharing, just same button. Yeah. Same as always.
Sometimes
it might take a little while to load up, but there you go.
Publish to web. Look at this, same as before. Here's your title. Go ahead and publish a link, and it's going to sit there and think for a bit. And once it's got your link ready to go, you just copy that and paste it, and you are all set. You're off to the races.
Yeah, there you go. Right. There we go. Back up. My other computer's being incredibly slow. So there we go. That's better. Right. Happy Christmas, Kyle.
Happy Christmas to you, or Merry Christmas, as they say in the good old US there. But I think Happy Christmas sounds better.
Yeah, all good. And thank you, everyone, for coming. If you want to do 2 different challenges for Christmas, you can come along next week. Teachers have always got the link. I've probably got it on here somewhere, but I'm never fast enough to get it up. Yeah.
Next week is a lot of fun. We've got more goodies.
Yeah, exactly. We're doing the snowman drawing, and we're also making Christmas decorations out of maths nets. So get involved in a bit of that. Thank you very much, as always, and we'll see you on the next one. And if not, we'll see you next year. Can you imagine saying that?
That's right. That's right. Well, I hope you'll join us, but if not, yeah, see you next time. And Dom, thanks again.